أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات، قصة نجاح أتتنا في تسعينيات القرن الماضي. Mr. Thomas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. We are so lucky to be here with you in your company. Our team said to you, welcome in our program.
شكرا.
And we would like to know about yourself. Who's Mr. Thomas when he came to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment?
I came here and I was pretty young, 32, 33, in 1993. And I had been here on holiday before, actually. The first time I came here was 86 for 2 nights. We were flying from Kuwait to Bali, and you had to stop in Dubai and in Singapore to get to Bali. And then you had to stay over here. And I remember Metropolitan Hotel, where we stayed, there was called a beach hotel. And the road outside was 2 lanes from World Trade Center up to Metropolitan Hotel, and then from Metropolitan Hotel up to Abu Dhabi was 1 lane only, and now we have 7 lanes in both directions, I think. And it was called a beach hotel because you could actually see the beach, because there was nothing in Jumeirah at that time. That was 86. 93 when I came here and we decided to see if we could start my own company. It was a little bit bigger than that. And my first office was actually in Crown Plaza, which was, I think, the biggest project after the liberation of Kuwait that was happening in the Gulf. But I wouldn't have been in that office because I thought I should put my office in Burj Dubai, because that's where all offices was. And there was a friend who said to me, "No, Thomas, the future of Dubai is on this side of the creek." And I looked at Sheikh Zayed Road and, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was 15, 16 buildings, but I could never imagine what it's going to be or what it is today. But I opened in that very small office in Crown Plaza, and since then it has been an amazing journey.
So I will talk about the first Scandinavian who go to Gulf to take a decision to live in from 1980s, right? And the one who found himself responsible in 5 years old on this life. So you start your life that's fighting to prove or to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. My father died when I was 5 years old. So it was me and my mom against the world. And I always knew that my future was outside Sweden. So I was sitting on a stone outside my house as a kid, and I was dreaming myself away. I actually go to that place every year because to ground myself and to feel and try to remember what I was dreaming at that time, to look back at that so I today can really appreciate where I am. Because it's very easy also to forget the dreams you have as a child. And I saw an ad, so I left 1984 to Saudi Arabia, to Jeddah for IKEA. And I was a decorator in Jeddah. I also met my wife to be at that time, before I left just. And she said, maybe you should come back now, not being in Saudi. And then I got a chance to actually move to Kuwait for IKEA. So we moved there together, and as I said, my father died when I was 5, and the franchisee, the Kuwaiti, he had 2 daughters, no son. So I became a little bit of the son for him, and he became the mentor and father I was looking for. So I was working day and night, and I became the manager. I was too young. I was probably very annoying, but he taught me a lot, for example, about how to take care of people. For example, there was a person who stole money in the company, and I said, he has to go to jail. And he said, no, listen, send him out of the country. And I said, no, he has to go to jail. He stole from us. He stole from the family. He said, you don't understand, Thomas. And he could, I was probably very annoying to try to, convince, because I was just, no. And so he said, tomorrow morning, I will pick you up, take you to a Kuwaiti jail, and then you decide if we send them home or if you should go to jail. We went next morning to see the jail, and I said, we send them home. So he taught me these things, and because he was so good with the people, and how to take care of people. And then I was on holiday, and then the Kuwait invasion happened.
And you choose UAE, the country which care about the humanity. It's care about us. So number one with safety, and you choose the one to call your company. Let's talk about the name.
So I came back after liberation, and I decided to Kuwait, and I decided, no, I want to start my own company. And where should I do that? And we wanted to do it in Kuwait, in the Gulf. And the place that when we traveled to see the different places that felt absolutely best was, and it was beautiful also, with the beaches and everything, that was Dubai. So I decided then, let's go here. There must be people who understands me and going to believe in my idea and give me money so I can start my company. It didn't really work like that, because everybody looked at me and said, really, Thomas, can you do this? And I wrote a business plan, and this business plan became thicker and thicker, because every time I met a bank or the local families, and they said, it's very nice, Thomas, but can you really do this? I went back home and I wrote even more, which is, by the way, not a good way to do a business plan. They should be short and concise, but mine became like a book. And the name, the one, actually came out of that. I was dreaming. I actually didn't realize how good the name was. It was a couple of things happening that made me. The shortening came out. The one. It stands for Total Home Experience. And I got two people to believe in my idea in the end. And we started the journey in the end of '95. Took me nearly 2.5 years to find the money. If you ever come to my office and you see my wall of reaction, you find letters from everybody who said no to me, or at least everybody who sent me a letter saying no. So that's the letters are sitting there, the inspiration to tell people that you have to work very hard, you have to never accept a no if you're going to succeed. And I came here, and as I said, Sheikh Zayed Road, Crown Plaza was the office, and I couldn't find a location. There was no stores. There was one in Jumeirah with the Grand Mosque down at Beach Road. I couldn't get that one, so we ended up with the first store in Abu Dhabi, and we opened that September 96. So 1996 in September we opened the first store. And I thought I was going to be successful immediately. I think to be an entrepreneur, you need to be naive. You need to be a little bit stupid, because you should think that things are going to go quick and it's not going to be painful. Because if you knew how much hard work it is and how painful it's going to be, you don't do it. So we opened Abu Dhabi, and I thought the whole world is going to stand outside my doors and want to buy the one furniture. And of course not. There was not any customers at all, because nobody knew what the one was. I hadn't realized it takes a long time to build a brand.
The one, it's a big war, but we are in big war also. So you build it now. So let's talk about the idea of the one when you fight for it. What is the idea?
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to build a company where we have furniture and accessories that looks much more expensive. The way we present them, the way we work only with factories directly. We design lots of things ourselves and taking away what I call the middleman. And so you get something that is not a high cost, but it looks like it's really expensive. To make expensive things is very easy. To sell them is more difficult. But to make things to be great price and a good quality, it needs some work. So and of course when I started, I didn't know anything about production. I had no idea where I was going to find my furniture or my glasses or my porcelain. To understand how little I knew when we opened in 1996 was, if you take cutlery, the amount of steel in cutlery you can measure. I didn't know that. I only looked at the product and then what price it was, and I could see what I could sell it for. But I bought the wrong, too low quality. When you took the fork and you pressed it at the table, it just bent. So we gave it away to customers and said, please be careful, but you can have them. So from that start to when I really started to understand how you produce products, that was a couple of years. So the first 5 years was all about survival. We opened in as I said, in Abu Dhabi. Friends would come from Dubai, and we had a huge parking, and they would say, Thomas, you're not successful. I said, of course I'm successful. They said, no, there is no cars parked on the parking. And I told all my management to park on the side of the building, because I never understood when you come to a golf club or to a place where the manager and the coach or whatever, the people you pay as a member, for example, have the best parkings. That should be for your customer. So I told them to park on the side, so we had the whole parking for all my customers that was supposed to come. And this person is telling me I'm not successful because there is no cars. So I thought about it and I told my management, from tomorrow we all park on different places in the parking lot. And in a couple of weeks people started to say, you're doing much better now. And I think that's a very important thing that I learned there, is that people brings people. You don't walk into a restaurant that's empty. So if there's a lot of people and people queuing, for example, you want to be there also. So we started to do better, but my survival came that we got the location on Jumeirah Beach Road beside the mosque, which was the first store. And I didn't have money, but we got it up and running in April 97. And that was a store that we got survived. We survived for the first 3-4 years. And around 2000, things started to really happening in Dubai. And then we were prepared in the right place.
The one family now, how many persons?
Oh, I think we are exactly 583, if I'm not wrong, at this moment.
And for sure you know all of them?
No, but I know many of them. Because they've been with me, many of them have been 15, 20, 25 years. And when you do 5, 10, 15, 25, I sign a diploma to each one with a personal note. Because I think your people is the most important thing you have, and that's why we are the best place to work for. So do I know everybody? By face, yes. By name, I would love to. I would love to be that person that could do that, because it is a family. The one is a family, and when people write to me, for example, there's 2 people who's leaving me right now, that letter is amazing because they're retiring. And they met in Dubai, in the one, and they got married in the one. So you touch people when you are an entrepreneur, because you give them opportunities.
When we talk about the one and we talk about the product that you have in your company, so I need to mention that you build your own ideas, your own decoration, your own materials, and the people accept it. How long time or how much time it takes from you that people trust all the products in the one? Because the customer of the one now, he will not check what is the product, because he sure it's good.
In our old store in Jumeirah, it's so beautiful now because now we're getting the children of the parents that came and bought the first time, both local and expats. And they come and they say, I want what my mom bought for me when I was in my room when I was young. And I think that's beautiful. And that has to do with what you said. It has to do with trust.
To build the trust is so hard. And His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, he give you one of his books, and for sure you read it. And he mentioned always for us about number one. And he mentioned that it's hard to be number one. You choose name the one to prove it in number one the country. How you can be always sustainable with your position and never go any step back?
You must be always hungry. And that's also difficult when you get older, because when you're young, as I said, you are naive. You don't know how painful it's going to be and how much work it is. Then when you're getting older, then you start to realize that it is pain also. That's if you put your hand on the plate, it's going to burn. You're going to burn your hand. So then you get more difficult because you get a little bit more careful. So I think any entrepreneur or anyone in businesses, you need to repeat your success. Even sportsmen, the same thing. You need to tell yourself again and again and again that it's not good enough. I can be better. And it's good if you have then a team around you and the people around you who is pushing you too. We also have our customers telling us these things. They are when you have a family, they also will tell you when you do things wrong. They will also tell you when you want better things or better priced products. So if you have that dialogue with your management and your customers, then you're lucky.
But when we talk about UAE, that's a country it have more than 200 different opportunities, and people coming all the time from out of this country to visit the country. So they don't have time to trust you or not trust you. So they need advertising or need to know what is the one in Dubai.
Absolutely, and it's Dubai, for example, to Abu Dhabi is also a little bit different because there's more people coming and going in Dubai. So all markets are a little bit different. If you ask in Abu Dhabi, most people say we're from Abu Dhabi because we opened the first store in Abu Dhabi. And if you ask the locals in Dubai, then they are from Dubai. But trust is also the best trust you can ever get is word of mouth. Then there are other trust you have to earn because you have to try things. But most people would also say, have you bought anything from whatever brand it is, etc. Or someone says, you must go there. Immediately you have a trust starting there.
And now, after Corona, what's changed with the one?
So when Corona came, it was very scary. I mean, I think we all were super scared. It was, we sat there and it was everything was unknown. And I sat and I remember how I was sitting and looking out through my window and saying, what would I do what would I wanted someone to do to me if I were employed in a company? And then we spoke over Zoom because suddenly we all were on Zoom. And I decided with my management that we are in this together. It doesn't matter what's happening. We're going to keep everybody, take care of everybody, and we're going to get through this together. And I think that it has to do back to the values, which is I want to be proud of what I'm doing. I want to see myself in the mirror and be proud that I've done the right thing. So we did that. But then also Dubai and UAE, they were fantastic how the country took care of COVID. If you look at the two countries that probably was most open and open quickly is UAE and it's Sweden. So in a way, I'm from both these places. and COVID was fantastic for us business-wise because all of our customers were sitting at home. They didn't go to restaurants. They did not travel. They had cash and now they sat at the sofa. We need a new sofa. This is not nice. So a lot of business, especially furniture, but other business also, COVID became fantastic. So although it was super scary, it was really fantastic in the end. Also to be a team, even better team, because you took care of each other.
And now the factory that you are work with, so in UAE, all of them, all out of this country?
We have over 100 factories all over the world, but we also do manufacturing in UAE also.
And the main one, or the main factory that's always almost fuel products from Sweden?
No, we have, as I said, 100, right now I think it's 106. The biggest one who is doing 30% approximately is in Poland. So it's Europe, it's South America, and Asia, and India. A lot of in India also.
And if someone he will order the deliver, how much time it's need for?
We have everything in stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to wait. You want it now.
And if someone he want to furnish for his new home and he wants special design, he can go for you as a consultant?
No, I mean, we have home stylists in the stores who helps the customer.
Only.
Absolutely. But we don't design, we don't make one sofa or one table. We make orders in production lines, because otherwise, if you do one by one, the price is going to be very high. So you need to think about how you produce so you can do better quality for a lower price.
People start a little bit in the furniture market think when they start talking about the certificate of the wood, that the wood over the world is coming little less, and we need this certificate CFA, right? So when you start go for it?
No, so I think the whole business, we do it, but I think most companies know that we must be much more careful with the world. And customers, as you said, are more and more caring about what fabric, where is it made, how is it made, or wood, etc. So all that is a natural process, because people have got better and better education, and we care more and more about this little planet we live on, because we only have one planet to live on.
Always in the business there is challenges in the market. You keep stable for last 4 or 5 years, we can say it, and you are the best place that you choose it here. So what's your next plan now?
So the world is a little bit dark right now because of war and other things outside. So that's why we, for example, right now we're saying we're doing everything. People want light, the colors, etc. And I'm saying that because there is this. Prices have gone up very much right now. Raw material have gone up. So what every crisis, by the way, have opportunity.
Sure.
So you start to rethink what you're doing, how you do it. 2008, we came out much better in 2009 and 10 because we early on understood we had a problem in the world. So every crisis is an opportunity, but you don't see it immediately. You need to think about it. And right now, the opportunity is the growth we have in UAE is amazing. And we're looking at opening new stores in here, but we're also opening in other countries.
When we talk about the world and the change after Corona, we need to mention cryptocurrencies that it's coming in our life. Have ever the one think to deal with the cryptos?
I must be absolutely honest with you, I don't understand it. I go to Harvard every year to learn. I've done it for 14 years. Crypto comes up there. I do not understand it. I'm from the generation of cash. I can hold cash. I have cash in my pocket right now. When I go to Sweden, they will say, cash? They don't know what it is. The young generation doesn't know it. I need to have cash in my pocket. So I understand cash. I do not understand crypto. So I can't answer for you.
This market is big, we can say it, and there's many challenges, and all the time they are having new ideas. How the one get his ideas, or from where he get the ideas?
I think we are built on creativity as a company. I'm a failed artist, so really, and I'm also unemployable. So I started this company because I wanted to do my own thing. And the people I have around me, and most of my management have been with me for over 15 years. And we all the time trying to find out what is the new ideas, where are we going, what is the next, because you need to be ahead of that, because production of things takes 3 to 6 months, so you need to be ahead of the cycle. And the only way to be that, I in person, I think you need to read things, you need to watch movies, you need to figure out where the world is going, and you need to be interested in to understand that the world is changing.
When Mr. Thomas, he say, I did it.
That's a very difficult one. So, I told you that I had nothing as a child. So I thought happiness would come with success. And that's not true. I think today it's opposite, what I thought as a kid. I think you need to be happy to become successful. But I thought when I was young that if I worked hard and I was going to become successful, and successful probably meant for me to be financially stable. So because I was waiting as a kid for the check to come. And when I came to the point where we broke even and we started to make some money, so I had some money in the bank, then I could be called successful, technically speaking, but it didn't make me happy. So it's a very good question you have, because I think we're all looking for being happy, whatever we do, and then when we are happy, we're also much better on what we're doing. But that's a journey that each one have their own journey, how to get there. And I think it's a very important journey. And I think it has a lot to do with your values, how you care about other people. You know, just like every religion says, you should treat others the way you want to be treated yourself.
So until now you feel that you are responsible.
Yeah, okay.
But the plan for how many years you will put it for yourself or for your business?
I have 3 daughters. 2 are born in Kuwait. 1 is born in Sharjah. 1 have just joined the company after 7 years with another company. They will be the ones, hopefully, that takes over the business, because they understand the new world much better than I do. So I have no idea to answer your question. It's too much fun to actually work. It's too much fun to see people growing with you. And I love my customers.
And you build in everyone with your in your company and your daughter, your family, something that you learned from this life. What the main things you teach everyone in this house?
Most important is respect. To respect yourself first and respect life. And everything is possible if you really want and you're prepared to work hard. Anything is possible. But you must always go back to your own values, so you can look yourself, as I said before, in the mirror. Because I think when you build something, you must also build, like UAE. Look at UAE. It's a country that is safe. It's a country where you, if you are working hard, can succeed. It's a country that is still continuously moving forward and trying to make it better and better for its people. And as a company, it's the same thing. You can dream things. Sheikh Mohammed said this, which I think is beautiful. The future belongs to people that can dream things, design things, but then you must also execute it. And that is what UAE has been fantastic on. And that's the same in company. It's down to the level of your family. One thing is to dream. A dream is a dream. It's fantastic to have a dream, but nothing happens except you wake up in the morning and it was a dream. Then you need to get from that state of dream to actually try to do things and get it up and running, whatever that dream is. And a lot of people fail the whole way here. The major thing is the execution and how you execute. Very important.
Mr. Thomas, we are here because always we are following His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, and he always loved number 1. I mentioned it in the first of the interview. And the one, this name for you, it's look like that's created for Dubai, because the one in the one, so it will never change. It will keep always, inshallah, at the same level. And from my side, I will ask you for one advice for any newcomer coming to this country, as an investor or as a people who are looking for a job. What the first thing they have to do?
Same as when I came here, I think it's my advice would be work hard, see what you can do for this country. Because the country is all the time trying to help you as an investor or a person coming here to work and to make the country better. And you should look at what you can do to make this country better, to help the country.
When we talk about Mr. Thomas the student, Mr. Thomas the father, the manager and the leader, when you have time for Thomas?
That was a deep question. That was a very good deep question. That's a very good question. It's very difficult to answer that one. I think as the company is kind of my life. I wake up 5 in the morning and I'm starting to design something, or it's my life, and I can't see myself without my company and the life, and that's part probably of the success with the company, but that it's in the blood of most of my people. We work the whole time, but we also have fun doing that. And I think that's why UAE again is successful. I remember when I came here and Sheikh Mohammed was driving around in his Jeep with number 1, and he came out and spoke to people, he spoke to us, he would come and sit beside us. He was in the life of the place to feel and see what was going on. If you stop doing that as a leader or as a manager for a company, etc., then you don't know what the people need or what you should do. So if you can do that and be happy at the same time, it's amazing.
So who's the person that's build your character? You can say that he helped you to build your knowledge, your career. You take all of the things from him.
Again, a very deep question. I was a sportsman when I was young. I was going to be a professional ice hockey player. And I think it's important because what I learned when I was playing sports was, of course, to win. But I never wanted to win for just sake of winning. It had to be fair. And I think all the mentors I've had over my life, because my father died 5, I see it today when I look back at my life, that I always looked for a father in my life, some mentor that could help me. And so there are many mentors that I have looked up to, and I picked, I think, the best, I hope, from them. And even Sheikh Mohammed, when you came here, and when I came here, became a mentor in the way of, he had meetings where he asked us to come and say what we thought should be, what we should do to do a better Dubai. The hardest thing to do when you're a leader is to listen. It's the best thing you can do, but especially when you're young, you don't listen. And someone said to me a long time ago, because I can talk a lot, he said, there's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And I'm really trying to learn that to listen more, because that's very important.
Finally, what Mr. Thomas saying for this country and for Sheikh Mohammed especially?
What I would like to say to Sheikh Mohammed is, Your Highness, you have created an amazing, safe country that for all of us living here also is inspirational. We have to work hard to keep up, because you're always ahead of us. And I'm so lucky that I'm a part of this journey, and I hope I have made a little difference in working hard, and I'm going to continue to work hard on your dream.
And from our side, we'll say thank you so much for spending your time with our team, and welcome again our program. Thank you.
شكرا.
في كل إمارة تروح تسندك عقل وروح، بر ومدن وجبال حاجة ترد الروح، دار سواحلها فلت جدايلها حتى